We're going to be playing on Overpass. So big welcome here to the ESL, ESEA Pro League. Of course, I'm Anders. With me is Semler. Go follow us on Twitter as well. That's at OnFireSemler and at OnFireAnders. And I'm sorry I've got everyone in the chat reading German. I'll take one last. This is Zeit für einen Tapetenwechseln, which I think means that it's time for a, basically like a, I guess like a wallpaper change. What's Tapeten in English? It's like tapestry? What you put on your walls? Yeah. That will go with that.
Tapestry?
Yeah.
There's a tapestry somewhere here?
Well, I think that's what they're advertising, basically. I could be wrong.
This is looking very pistol roundy to me.
It is looking pistol roundy. You're right. We shouldn't be talking. Well, we could still continue speaking German. As, you know, I should definitely.
Nine. Go.
That's perfect, Sally. You've got the basics now. NBK also got the basics down here. Gonna get a headshot, but Zeus walking up behind him, and then Happy trading, looking for a headshot on Zeus. He's gonna have time to reload as well. Right now it's a 2v3, and the two remaining terrorist players are exactly on opposite sides. They're miles away from each other, and that makes it a bit hard. C's running with the bomb out just to try and get up to where Zeus is, but they can still win this even if they're a man down currently.
Oh, they certainly can. And that was also a big play by Kirishima over on the B side. He peeked out and actually got a free kill. He didn't manage to drop C's with the bomb. He decided to play it safe and not take that fight, hold on to the man advantage. But there was still a little bit of information gained there for Envy as well. Now we do have them, well, we have the two remaining members for NaVi basically collapsing onto this A site, but there are two players here, and Smith just barely gets behind the boxes and then hits a headshot onto C's. That was perfect. Smith's with the USP, man. He is on a totally different level right now with that gun.
Yeah, that was a beautiful headshot. I wish I could do like instant replays. Yeah, if I get enough equipment, maybe one day it'll be possible. But that was worth watching again, definitely. Very, very cool stuff. That's gonna put Envy with a round lead here on the CT side. Pretty nicely done. I mean, the follow-up double peek into long was also quite good. Well timed on Envy.
Yeah, all across the board, actually, things going pretty right there for Envy, winning the duels basically and coming out ahead. But now it gets interesting. That is such a sick idea, Kirishima, with that bank nade, but then he walks in with the MP9. Okay, then. Triple spray with the MP9, but I love the idea. Points for the HE bank. That was pretty slick as well.
You look at the scoreboard right now. There's nobody above. Well, now Zeus gets a kill, so he's at nearly $500. But then there's Kirishima on 3,650 because he's got a quad kill with the MP9. He's looking for an actual MP9 ace. What could be worse? Actually, he's going to pull out the Tech 9, just try and fight Zeus here at the end. He wants the ace, and his team are trying to let him, but he will end up going down. What a heartbreaking end. That's still very cool, isn't it? A lot of money on his side. At the end, he starts with 6,900. SMGs, man.
SMGs, when they work, they work. They do a lot of good for your wallet. I mean, that couldn't have been any better there for Kirishima. That's the kind of star right now that's going to get Envy good and pumped. And the fact that they can, well, he's just going to be able to get fully equipped here. Don't know if it's worthwhile for him to go to fully, buy everything up, basically apart, barring a kit. Just because NaVi now, they're pretty much wrecked after that force buy. They're going to be hard pistols. But I guess if you got the money, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just have to, right? MBK fighting with the FAMAS over here, and actually it's gonna be Happy stepping up to get a triple at the end. MBK did get 2 kills in the meantime, so I mean he just stayed alive. I think that was the most important thing there. Doing the damage, getting kills is all good, but not dropping any rifles, not really letting NaVi get away with anything. So pretty good job overall.
Yeah, I mean, that's the important thing. Now we can see there's a good bank on Team Envy going into this 4th round here. If they can win the 4th round, they're going to be in a fantastic position. So we have to see now for NaVi. They get the AKs. They don't have an AWP for Guardian, though, and that's what's heartbreaking about the situation right now for NaVi. You want to have that sniper rifle for Guardian. He just seems to go up. He's like one of those players where it really is so important to have hit the AWP for him. Like, his level gets impacted if he has to stay on the rifle. Oh, I love this wallbang position from C's, though.
Ooh. Guardian moving up. Speak of the devil, you're right, he is more effective with an AWP, but Flamey is there to back him up, and they're putting some shots through. Guardian will take down Happy with the help of Flamey. So AKs or AWPs apparently doesn't matter because they're still getting the kills right here. But you gotta wonder what does happen when Guardian then picks the AWP, That's when things get scary.
Exactly, and the concerning thing there is that Envy don't really have an answer to it. they don't really have an offer that can go toe to toe with Guardian. On a good day, Happy, Shoxy, Smiths, they can kind of hold their own. But on an average day, Guardian should just plow through those guys.
Yeah, you're right. That's actually a fair assessment. Smith's here, almost getting timed between the two terrorist players. Now he's hiding in a very tricky corner. Shoxy there trying to help him out. Smith somehow lands a kill with 12 health left, and I've no idea how EnVy have brought themselves back here, and it's going to be even more difficult now with Flamey picking up another 2 kills, making it a triple, and leaving Kiyoshima alone here in a 1v2. Grenade is perfectly aimed, and that's going to drop Flamey down to 18. That's actually very cool from Kiyoshima. Goes for the kill, but it's going to get shot in the face and then land it right on the stairwell. And he's not looking too excited either. Big round for NaVi, although EnVy very nearly brought that back.
So close. Smiths as well. I mean, Smiths only had like 50 HP or something when he was taking that fight, trying to hold the line. Shoxy also doing some good work there, basically, saving Smiths. So there was some great teamwork on the A site for EnVy, but the damage was done essentially. They just had too few men to deal with. NaVi, everybody alive, just go cascading onto that site, whereas EnVy, having given up 2 so early on in the round, there's only so much those guys can do apart from, go completely crazy like Kyo.
That's a super cool Molotov being thrown from Seas as well, landing on the L-bend here, where it's going to buy time if anyone did want to go in. I mean, I guess normally if you throw that, you're actually looking for a couple of teammates to go in this way, but maybe it's just going to keep people around B for a while. MBK certainly is playing very much alone over here. Another Molotov attempted, but that one exploded mid-air. Are they trying to box MBK in here? They're very close to him. He's got the M4. And he's going to walk out. If he does, Guardian is going to be there waiting for him. And Smiths, I think, wanted to throw a flashbang for MBK, but that fails. And they don't have any more flashbangs now. NBK is actually alone. Neither Smiths or Happy can help out MBK now with the flashes from some CT spawn. That's a bit of a strange situation here.
This is really scary for MBK. And he's just going to get caught in the crossfire. Tries to do what he can there, but it's just, you get caught looking the wrong place, the wrong way at the wrong time. Free kill for NaVi. And EnVy, they're just holding so far back. Nice shot by Happy, though. He tags Guardian through the edge of the truck, down to 40 HP. Really needed the kill, though. And now we're going to have that set up here for NaVi. Once again, looking to go onto that A site.
This has actually turned into a hilarious round. It's one thing for NaVi to miss the Molotov there, but the fact that EnVy ran out of flashbangs can actually lose them the round right now. I'll get back to that in a second here. Happy trying to see if he can see anyone over, but the bomb is going to go down here, and Edward picks off Smith, and I think EnVy might want to think about running away at this point here. They're 2 men down, bomb ticking away. Kiyoshima finally picks up a kill, but if they lose this, they're going to be out of money, and then could be really good for NaVi. Shock's trying to move close, but Flamey will pick him off, and they almost line up for Kiyoshima. In fact, he gets 2 kills. But still going to be a 1v2 here, and Happy will make it out. Oh, he won't make it out. Edward picks it up, and that's a quad kill as well. So let me try and explain what happened here in loose terms, Samler. NBK is all the way over by the restrooms, right? And you can see him setting up. And he's waiting for a flashbang that's going to come all the way from CT spawn, and it'll sort of fly all the way up and pop somewhere where the cafe is, and it'll obviously blind any terrorists that are out here, which there were 2 people there. So he's calling it in on the radio. He's waiting for that delivery, and then a couple of seconds go by and no one's responding, and MBK's back on the radio saying, "Guys, I need that flashbang." And I guess either Smiths or Happy just come back and say, "Look, we're not going to be able to deliver today, MBK. I'm sorry, you're on your own." And the whole round just fell apart like that. MBK's back at it, though, with a bit of a jump scouting, and he goes down. Oh, no. Guardian saw that coming after he got shot in the stomach, so I guess that's a big indication something was up. That's just so sad.
Yeah, NBK, man. I mean, he's like the king of the scout, right? He always seems to get something done with the gun, but this time around, it's not going to be the headshot. He gets a little bit greedy with his positioning, and Guardian, of course, isn't going to miss a free shot like that. That's kind of what you're talking about. Guardian, one of the fastest operators in the world, essentially, as far as the reactions are concerned. See, he's being very thorough, actually clearing out the corners here. So it is looking like, once again, this will be an A-split situation, although Kiyoshima does manage to return and take out Zeus. So a 1-for-1 trade by Connector, but that's not going to stop NaVi from going with the remaining players onto the A site, where Shoxy is the only man alive here, hiding on the site itself.
He spots so many people. He takes out the one. I think he was hoping that someone was planning in front of the boxes then, so he could have killed both of them, but mean, Shock's playing it the best that he could, essentially, for that position. Kiyoshima now back here with a deagle and a sick headshot on Seized to take him out, and Flamey's almost dead as well. Kiyoshima can actually turn this into a 1v1, trying to get the shot through, but not going to be able to connect. That's so close, and a very expensive round for NaVi. But EnVy, where are they going to go from here on out, though? They will have the money, so they're going to obviously go for a buy here, and NaVi, same thing for them. The score is tied at 3-3, and it's, I don't know, a bit of a shaky start for EnVy after winning the pistol, though.
Yeah, this is so bumpy. And once again, notice it's Happy that's taking the AWP. First time they buy, he gets it. Well, first time they buy after losing, right? He gets it. And now, once again, he's going for it. He's going for that op, and surprising to see that it's not Smiths or Shoxy electing to go for it. And especially because, like, Happy isn't playing on the B site like he usually does either. It's not that close to the main entrance B, main tunnel, basically to Monster. He's not playing close Monster with the op. He's actually just changing it up and going pretty much over on long where NBK was playing in the last round.
Oh, Kiyoshima is very much alone down here. If they come for him, I can see him picking up a kill, but certainly they're going to return him really quickly. And actually, instead, Seized just casually strolls in and takes down both players defending on B. Don't really agree with Kiyoshima's position. They're not in that situation. Smith's now trying to cover the cross if anyone could get picked off here. Maybe it'd buy them a way back into the game, or into the round at least. But that's not going to be possible. His other two teammates, they've already given up on this bomb site, basically.
Yeah, they've written it off as a loss. Two entry frags so early on like that. No way for EnVy to be able to rotate in a meaningful way unless they were already like one step ahead, rotating somebody down onto Sniper or something of the sort. Just not going to be possible to get in there and save the day. NBK, though, is managing to make it a little bit more expensive for NaVi, though. He is lurking around Birthday Party, and he's not really... Doesn't really look like he's going to change that up either. I mean, he's still looking for more kills, and NaVi, the remaining 3, are just going to be over in T-spawn, so... No chance for him to get anything more out of this round. 3 players surviving for both teams, and we go into it where NaVi now have the lead, 4 rounds to 3.
Now, you know what confused me about where Kiyoshima was? I could maybe see that you could set up a scenario where you had Kiyoshima playing in this corner, and then Shox is inside the B bomb sign, but he's got like a flashbang in his hands or something, so that if something happens out here, he's gonna pop up a flashbang that won't flash Kiyoshima, it'll flash everyone else, and then there's a setup for it. But this really felt like it was at best you trade a kill and that's it. I can't see how you can come up with too many wins in that position. So a little bit strange. Happy. Orping in underpass, not catching anyone yet. They do flash out. He ends up going down. Edward with a really big opening. NBK coming back into it here, and he's going to drop. Sue's next in line. Edward will pick up another kill, and now they're rushing down in towards the sewer area where Shock's looking for an opening. They almost line up for him, but Kiyoshima running out of bullets, pistols out, and he does make the cross back with 3 health, and Seized is going to be here to take him out. So now Smith's last man alive to try and clutch it in a 1v3. Not easy with 20 bullets and a whole host of terrorists right around the corner, but he does spot out Seized to drop the bomb and takes out Flamey. What a performance here from Smiths. This is very cool.
This makes all the difference. Now, Guardian, he's got to wonder where the hell is Smiths. Is he still in pit right now? Smoke is about to clear, and Smiths is going to be right next to him, and Smiths with the 3-man 1v3 clutch. That's the kind of play that EnVy needed, essentially, and that's... Yeah. It's so hard to say that as well, just because you can't count on that happening every time. You really can't count on everything going right for Smiths. For him to be offered up the bomb planter for free, to get that headshot on the second man, and then to just outlurk Guardian, like that kind of play, you're going to get that like once a half from him. So, EnVy, man, in order for them to get around right now, it's really demanding. It's close.
Yeah. I mean... I'm gonna make up some stats to make myself sound smart. So if there's like a 10% chance that you win a 1v3, then if you're in a 1v3 but they don't know where you are to begin with, then all of a sudden it's like 40% instead. I obviously just made up those stats, but I'm just trying to explain that the advantage of not being found out yet is huge for Smiths in that position, right? They would have killed him easily if they had known he was in that pit, but they didn't, so they tried to put the bomb down instead, and he got a really good 1v2 instead of a really bad 1v3. So that's
well, that's what needed to happen in the last round.
Yeah.
When NaVi got those 2 entries in sewers so fast, it didn't make sense for EnVy to rotate in. This time EnVy had that extra man there, and NaVi didn't account for it. They thought, well, great, same situation as last time, right? We killed off everybody. It's just that Smiths was able to be there fast enough.
Ooh, Smiths again with a really important kill. They're taking out Edward and kind of cementing this round for the French team as they're about to take a 1-round lead here. Guardian pushing into the wallbang, just trying to ignore the bullets coming at him there, and he gets a headshot on Smiths. Oh my god. Slovakian player is so damn fast, but he still catches a grenade, and he's down to 45 and in a 1v3. But that shot is just so deadly, isn't it? Now he's creeping up onto the bomb site. It's fitting that he's got this Hyper Beast skin as well. He is a bit of a beast, but grenade, another one, and he takes Happy with him before he goes. Damn, Guardian is fast, but it wouldn't make a difference this time. EnVy just outplaying NaVi in this one round, and that's going to be 5-4.
Yeah, and that's now EnVy are starting to get they're starting to feel the wind under their wings. You know, they're beating those wings, and they're actually starting to take off a little bit because now they're back in the lead once again, 5-4. And this is still acceptable for EnVy if they can now draw the line here where NaVi maybe get like one more round in this half. 10-5 wouldn't be bad for EnVy. 9-6 worst case. So they need to if they can actually come out ahead and actually start to build a little bit here, this is going to be good for them because NaVi are on pistols. Those 2 rounds have turned it around completely for the Frenchmen, and now they have a great opportunity. NBK demonstrating that to just lock things down. Quad kill for NBK in this anti-eco, and he could very well pick up the ace. Is he going to get it? Yes, he will. 5 kills for NBK. Perfectly done by him.
Oh, that's a nice pickup, isn't it? Just an ace in there. And I mean, previously he was down to what? About 8 kills, and then he just steps it up and bounces up to the top fragger. So, I mean, this is where you just have to taunt Kiyoshima and be like, come on, Kiyoshima. Only at 12, you know. Step it up already. 6-4, and AKs all around on the NaVi side, and we'll see if they can come back in here. I think 9-6 would be a pretty reasonable score. I think both teams could be alright with that, but we'll see. NaVi, I think, they're in position where they could get a lot more if they just string together a couple of rounds here. This one and the next one, and they're gonna have a great first half.
What is that again? What's that term that I'm thinking about right now, Anders, with NBK getting kills like that? Nice flash. On to long, though, and NBK right now, he's still pressing. He's got 5 bullets left, but he's willing to take the fight.
Yeah, with a pistol, no less, just trying to fall back here, and Semler, that was exactly the flash. I mean, NBK's been waiting for that flash for like 6 rounds, basically. That was the one flash that never made it, because they bungled it the other round, and he ended up getting taken out. Happy to finish it with a very nice triple up there. And even a headshot at the end. But that exact flashbang, I'm so happy we caught that, because that is exactly what they were waiting for. The same flashbang just flying all the way over here, and this time it actually made it. So NBK right now is just like, I told you guys, if you just got that flashbang 6 rounds ago, we would have made it. And instead, I ended up dying. But, you know, I guess second time is the charm. Good job.
I'm glad to see that Happy's got his eye on a little bit for that AWP right there. 3 kills at the end for him. Not too shabby.
Kiyoshima.
Oh, wait, Kiyoshima? Okay. That's not how it's supposed to work.
I suppose it kind of works anyway, because no one's going to be able to follow you, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to throw that into the wood panel that's there, the board, and then it was going to bounce back just like the HE earlier. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Alright, well, what are they doing? They're setting up for what looks like a B push here. They've got the bomb down. Guardian, though, he's going to drop the bomb. Smiths with a clean headshot, and that means all of NaVi just slowed down. I mean, there's almost no way out of this round for them any longer. Edward gets a kill, which is still important, but the round will be done with, and Smiths to get a double. Kiyoshima, too. And EnVy looking quite cool. Look at the money as well. This is now a lot of trouble for NaVi.
This is real problematic, actually, yeah, because now it's like 9,000, 9,000, 10,000, 9,000. 3 guys with 9,000, basically, for EnVy is a fantastic situation for them going into the last 3 rounds of this half. Whereas NaVi, they need to win this round, or they're back into force buy scenario. So, bomb plant at the least here, because they've had a lot of losses in a row. So they are getting max loss bonus, basically, for NaVi, but they need to get a bomb plant so they can get a healthy nade count going into it. And Kiyoshima runs up behind his own Molotov there onto short, nearly takes Flamey's head off. Flash there into Sewer as well, and they're going to double push this. Shoxy, is he going to be... I mean, he has his man's back. They take the fight, and 1-for-1 trade, but then Kiyoshima's there to take it back. And Guardian not going to be able to do enough there in that situation. Seized. He's just a little bit too late.
Yeah, well, maybe... Yeah, he will win the fight against Kiyoshima, and that's huge. Now they have a real shot at it. Otherwise, probably would have been over already. NaVi do need to pick it up here. Gonna flashbang the other way. He's worried that someone's sneaking up behind him. He knows that Smiths usually ends up playing down here. And look who's sneaking up as well. That's NBK pushing forward. If he keeps pushing, I'm wondering if he could find the bomb or just sneak his way in behind Edward. This is very scary for NaVi. They're at even odds, but I mean, all their players are just completely in different places. And look at NBK. Oh, this position is going to be so good. But he still somehow loses it. Oh no, that's got to be upsetting now. 30 seconds left. They're in a 2v3 and a bit of a giveaway here. Happy going for a flick, not going to connect. And now Zeus has made his way in towards the bank. And it's going to be Smith's trying to rotate up behind here. Molotov, and the bomb will go down. Oh no, Envy, they may have given a lot away. Smoke just going to be clearing at the bank here. Smiths will take out Seized. And the bomb slowly taking inside the site. Zeus just covering one way. Edward going to be covering the bank. He sees Smith, so now they know exactly what's going on. Zeus to pick up the kill. Turns around for a nice spray. And NaVi are finally going to make it to that 5th round. That was kind of a crazy 3v3 there, Sam. Now, that could have gone either way, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Once again, I was using the wrong bind. I gotta break this habit, man. I'm gonna like put tape over it or something. So yeah, the fact that Zeus comes in big, but that 3v3 works out marvelously well, and then Edward was there as well to basically lock it down in case Zeus failed, and Smith, somehow managed to find a way to commit deicide. So it came really close there for NaVi, but that's the kind of key round right now, and now they've set themselves up. Team Envy still have plenty of money though, but Happy, he's gonna peek into Guardian. Very fast play there by Guardian, basically getting it down into connector, holding that angle and just waiting. He gets rewarded. And Happy is gone. So now this is not a good start to the round here for Envy. This is a key round for them. They cannot allow NaVi to run away with this. They need to shut down NaVi right now because NaVi will then be very hard pressed to have a lot of money going into the 15th round.
Yeah, right, you are. I mean, this could be a big turning point here in the first half if they somehow come out with a victory. NBK taking a fight with Edward, even though Edward got the first couple of bullets in, and he wins it anyway. That's pretty bold on NBK's part there. But it works out just fine. And look at the position that Shox and Kiyoshima are holding. This makes so much more sense than when they were doing earlier when it was just Kiyoshima down here. Shox going to pick up the kill on the bomb carrier as well. And the bomb even drops out, and Shox is going to put up the Molotov to keep them back. Oh, no. A good kill there from Guardian, but that is really risky. And Kiyoshima goes down as well. What's going on, Envy? They had that going for them.
Dude, Guardian, that was so fast. That was like mechanical, just lock. And now NBK is up on Sniper. He's going to try and work his way through. Smith is up close on the side. However, once again, can Smith do it? He might. He's going to deny the plant at least. 2-on-2 now. But that was so close. And now NaVi are wondering, where the hell is this guy? Well, they peek out and find him immediately. So it wasn't that great a mystery. But then NBK is there, and he drops the bomb into pit. Is there enough time for Guardian? He's got 10 seconds left. He's got to get this bomb, but he's flashed. He's not moving. 7 seconds left. He's about to run out of time.
Yeah. Oh, he's just going to go for it. NBK running up, though, and they win the round. That is unreal. That's twice the bomb drops. Completely not favoring NaVi there. And Envy, I mean, I don't want to call it luck, but that was definitely a round that could have gone the other way if the bomb had just landed in slightly different places. 9-5, and we're going into the 15th round. NaVi able to buy an AK, a Deagle, 2 AKs. So it's not could have been worse, but still, that's a heartbreaking round for them.
Oh, it's pain indeed. Now you see exactly. Just what do they do? Well, straight up through mid. They haven't really done this too much yet. Just full out change of pace, straight through, but leading the way with the bomb on Zeus. And that's kind of painful there for Edward as well. He gets clipped just before NBK gets overrun by Guardian. So 3 players remain here for NaVi. At least they've got 2 rifles to work with, and they have 2 nades as well, so there's a balance. Although they threw away the HE, so screw balance, right?
Well, look at Happy. This is not how you would normally see player movement in a situation like this, but Happy is just on a different level, picking up 2 kills. When he gets spotted that far up, the logical thing to do is to try and fall back here. Maybe have a teammate even throw out some flashbangs just so you can safely fall back to the bomb site. But Happy's just like, no, I'm just going to go and stand really close to where the pistols are so that, if I miss a shot, I'll just get taken out. But he didn't miss the shot, so no problem at all. Guardian with a good headshot gets flanked by Shox, and it will be 10-5 in favor of Team Envy. Pretty damn good start for them. Oh, and a little bit of disconnect. Sorry, guys. We'll get right back into the game. No fear.
Once again, I got disconnected that time as well. I managed to dodge it on Inferno, but not so